Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our host for today, Mr. Craig Grossman.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Innovation Days SmartFood Indonesia 2019 event. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome you here today. And can everyone just stand up for 1 minute? 20 seconds maybe. Turn to the person next to you and shake hands. Now, there's two reasons for this. Apart from the fact that we've probably got some interruption with typical Jakarta traffic, I just want to thank you all because you have broken the record for the biggest food and beverage event for Schneider Electric in the world. So Indonesia, congratulations. The other thing, the second point, is we want to encourage networking. This is why we bring together all our partners, our channel partners, our technology partners, and Schneider Electric to bring the best of what it is that can help you embrace digital transformation to get the economic benefits for your business, to create value. So please make sure you use today to network, check out the booths and so forth. So thank you. You can all be seated. So yes, my name's Craig Grossman. I'm the APAC, or Asia Pacific CPG Segment Director. CPG meaning Consumer Packaged Goods. And for Consumer Packaged Goods, we recognise three sub-segments, of which food and beverage is one of them. Life science, which is like pharmaceutical, and then household and personal care. So today, and the next 3 days in fact, is all about food and beverage. We actually have two back-to-back events. We have the end user event, which is 2 days, because we have so much rich content to share with you that we couldn't pack it into 1 day. And we also have a partner day on day 3, because we want to make sure that the partners are inclusive and they understand the messages we're sharing with our valuable end users to embrace this digital transformation, what the opportunity is for those partners, and how they, as a delivery mechanism, can really create that new value and competitive advantage for our great end users. So, as I said, we have a total of 1,100 registrations. Traffic pending, the numbers will increase. This is a clear indication that digital transformation is real and people are really seeking knowledge around digital transformation. They're seeking assistance. So that's what this event's about. You'll see examples from Schneider experts, technology experts, and partner experts. You'll be able to explore booths and see reality, not what's something coming in 2 years, 5 years' time, but what's here today. As I said, please network with your peers and spend the time in the Innovation Hub chatting. Discover how you can solve those business challenges you have today. Just want to recognise our event organiser partner, All of Emotion, and if you have any issues, you need anything resolved, please contact one of the staff. There is internet access provided here. I was told this was the one, hopefully it works. So if you need internet access, there's a code here and we can share that with you after this presentation as well. Please turn your mobile phones on silent, just kind of for respect for your peers and probably to minimise disruptions. Coffee breaks and lunches will be served in the Innovation Hub area, and that's to encourage you to spend as much time in there as possible going through those products, services and solutions from Schneider and our partners. And tonight there will be a buffet dinner, which will also be hosted here. There's an event brochure for those of you that have grabbed one. The idea behind this is the speakers' biographies, the agenda, the layout for the Innovation Hub, it's all in here. So this helps us speed up the presentations as well. So when I'm introducing a speaker, we're not going through 3 minutes of actually introducing their background. You can read that for yourself at your own leisure. Notes section, so take down notes. Use the scanning system with the booths to capture the discussions you're having so that we can do appropriate follow-ups. Just want to recognise the partners that are with us here today in our Innovation Hub. These people are key to us delivering the solutions that you guys really need to drive this economic value for your business. So make sure you're talking with those partners and also obviously with the Schneider booth. So thank you to all our partners who are present here. The Innovation Hub layout is here, it's in the booklet. Identify the booths of interest, and at the end of every presentation where there's a product, a service, a technology discussed or presented, what you'll find is a map indicating where that booth is to try and help you identify where to find it. There's digital feedback you can use via the app for the event, or there are paper copies available at the reception or registration desk. At the end of the event, on successful completion of that feedback form, whether it's a paper version or the digital version, you'll be issued with a USB card which will have all the presentations in a PDF format, so you've got some material to refer back to and basically remind you of the key things that you saw presented that you want to understand more about and follow up. At the end of tomorrow for this end user event, there's also going to be a registration prize. So part of the conditions are you have to be here still, so please hang around. And there are 4 prizes up for grabs: a Samsung phone, a drone, a coffee machine and an Apple Watch. So quite nice prizes, so worth hanging around for. So without further ado, I'd like to basically introduce Pak Sunny Selaksono from the Ministry of Industry, the Republic of Indonesia. Thank you, Pak. No slides.
Thank you, Craig. First of all, I would like to extend my greeting to Mr. Luc Raymond, the Vice President for International Operations of Schneider Electric Indonesia, to Craig Grossman, the Segment Director for Packaged Goods of Schneider Electric Asia Pacific, to Pak Xavier Denoli, the Country President of Schneider Electric Indonesia, Pak Indrayana, this is the Secretary General of Food Association in Industry Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to all of you. First of all, I would like to thank God, to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of His mercy, we can gather here in this beautiful event, amazing events, called Innovation Days, SmartFood Indonesia 2019, with the theme of embracing digital transformations to deliver economic value to your business. Ladies and gentlemen, before I go on with my speech, I would like to congratulate Schneider Electric in Batam, because recently they have been appointed as one of the World Economic Forum Lighthouse. You are not prohibited to clap. Schneider has already got 3 smart factories appointed by World Economic Forum all around the world. One in France, second one in Wuhan, the third in Batam. So you are also welcome to visit them. This achievement, of course, are the fruit of hard work and enthusiasm from all the Schneider Electric colleagues, and also support by other parties, governments, associations, and other parties. Therefore, I fully appreciate all the efforts made by Schneider Electric team. However, allow me to remind you all that this is not the ending. This is only the first step toward the journey, toward the long journey for Schneider to stand strong and grow further. Being a lighthouse means that this company can provide a real example for all the industry in Indonesia to learn, to get some example how to transform, how to make a journey toward the digital era and takes benefits from the business aspect. In the future that we hope Schneider can continue to synergize, to collaborate with us, the Indonesian governments and also other parties to develop our country together, to make prosper all of us, especially in the sharing of importance of digital transformation in Industry 4.0. Ladies and gentlemen, from the government side, in order to address the challenge and create opportunities in this Industrial 4.0 era, our President has already launched officially Making Indonesia 4.0 a year before, in April, the 4th April 2018. And food sector is one of the priorities. Ladies and gentlemen, the food and beverage industry is a sector that has the largest contributions to the manufacturing industry. Based on current data in May 2019, the total production of large and medium industry in the first quarter of this year was 24.53%, while the share of total production of medium and small industry in the same period was 24.67%. All in all, the food and beverage industry in the first quarter of 2019 compared to the last year figure, growth around 6.77%. So with this figure, we can imagine that the sector is really promising and is really increasing our buying ability for the Indonesian population. And also, there are a huge demand for the food and beverage industry. Ladies and gentlemen, in this opportunity, I invite you all to participate and take active role in transforming together, making Indonesia 4.0. I hope that through this event, you can learn, find inspiration and ideas that you can bring back to your companies or institution and develop a digital transformation program. And once again, in this opportunity, I would like to thank Schneider and all the teams to invite us together with you all here and start the journey of making Indonesia 4.0. Start from not 10 years ago, not 10 years in advance or not 2 years, but today we can start it all together. And Schneider, because I have already seen by myself, Schneider really helped us a lot in fostering making Indonesia 4.0 in Indonesia. So thanks for their role. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Pakistani. Our next presenter is the Secretary General of the Indonesian Food and Beverage Association. Please welcome Stefanus Indrayana.
Yang terhormat Bapak Menteri Perindustrian Erlangga Hartarto, yang hari ini diwakili oleh Pak Sony Sulaksono beserta jajaran, Mr. Luc Raymond, VP of International Operation, our great host, Mr. Craig Grossman from Schneider Asia CPG Segment Director, Mr. Xavier Denelli, our country president of Schneider Indonesia, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Food and Beverages Industry Association in Indonesia, known locally as GAPMI, I would like to convey opening speech presenting our chairman, Adi Lukman, who currently is traveling abroad. Within the association, there are almost 500 members from big multinational local companies, but also from SMEs, where 70% of our members are SMEs. Concerning about food, recently the European member states assess research and innovation on food system. The global issue of food and nutrition security in the world still challenging. There are 795 million people are hungry and malnourished. 2 billion people has macronutrient deficiency. 159 million under 5-year-old children are stunted. Therefore, sustainable food system need to address 4 main issues. Those are nutrition and health, climate and sustainability, circularity and resource efficiency, innovation and communities. So, world facing unprecedented challenge to sustainability and nutritionally fit 9.8 billion people by 2050, and we have to lift millions of smallholder farmers out of poverty. We also face the challenge that 60% of more food will be required and more limited withdrawal of water, arable land, and pressure on climate change due to contribution of greenhouse emission from agri-food sector. The circularity from food production, the role of food industry in processing, packaging, logistic, distribution, providing affordable, accessible, and aspirational food for healthy people, then the waste stream will be more and more important. The enabling technology solution can improve traceability and transparency of food value chains. There is a need, an initiative to develop and scale technology solution on the ground as outlined by Industry 4.0 and will play a very important role toward SDG 2 to end hunger by contributing to address food and nutrition security challenge from farm to fork. Ladies and gentlemen, the accelerated digitalization is transforming and disrupt the process of industry. Digital transformation become urgent priority as a digital innovation can also help to produce the right product in the right time with the right quality and of course expected lower costs. The use of across value chain ensure traceability, sustainability, more productivity and efficiency. We narrow down to Southeast Asia, big and major investment, of course including Schneider, already make smart manufacturing and design to ensure smart supply chain, smart food safety, and effective digital end-to-end software environment to fulfill consumer demand and enable workers to make a decision more accurately. Also, for more efficient and effective maintenance process, sensor and robotic can help to predict and advise prescriptive maintenance techniques by making use of cloud and IoT. Then, descriptive analysis, analytics can be informed far in advance to the operator on the cost and action to overcome it. The autonomous system process continuously hence helping industry in achieving operation excellence by using AI, machine learning, visualization as prescriptive analysis. There was a sharing just last week from World Economic Forum in Dalian that a food processing companies who implemented this AI can reduce the food waste from the process up to 16% due to the separation of rejected foods. from the production line more accurately. The smart factory is the ideal again for the full implementation. Also, Industry 4.0 is not dominated or monopoly of big company who already implement automation, but also a startups who has a better agility to start, such as with augmented reality, virtual reality, 3D printing, and collaboration and integration across industry, even collaboration of factories from countries to countries, and can be encrypted for security. Industry 4.0 is a connection of people, machine, and real-time data. More narrow down to Indonesia, despite technical readiness, affordability, to carry out a digital transformation will need prerequisite and availability of affordable electricity continuously, internet bandwidth and wide coverage, storage data center, modern logistic and public policy on manpower and human resources that support in line with Industry 4.0 characteristic. In Indonesia, Ministry of Industry outlined 10 key challenges across the industry that were spotted, and among other are underdeveloped midstream industry, under-leveraged geographical potential, inevitably of limitation of domestic funding technologies, under-trained people, inertia to stay, and regulation policy, etc. There are 10 of it. And then again, to address those, there are 10 national policies set for Industry 4.0. Considering what happened in the global states, we learned that to compete and revive Indonesia manufacturing sector, in Indonesia and especially Ministry of Industry launched Making Indonesia 4.0 initiative last year with 5 priorities industry, such as textile, chemicals, automotive, electronics, including food and beverage industry. When the concept was introduced, there were 5 big companies, both multinational and national companies, has a potential transformation towards Industry 4.0. Recently, research and industry development bodies of Ministry Industry initiated self-assessment of Indi 4.0, and there are 26 companies, food companies in Indonesia, multinational and local companies, who got the appreciation on the efforts to transform towards the transformation. In this era of globalization, again, GAPMI as an association will fully support the Ministry of Industry and the partner like Schneider to encourage members to apply Industry 4.0 based on the capabilities of respective companies to improve competitiveness and fulfill more complex consumer demand. GAPMI fully aware the benefit of digital transformation, digitalization to improve in process and improve production efficiency. The process as now is still dominated by big companies, therefore GAPMI will support more on the education, especially from medium and startup companies, hand in hand with the Ministry Industry and partner for socialization, facilitating and training offered by business partner like Schneider. It will help to sustain and even improve the growth of food business in Indonesia, who currently hovering more than 8% a year, around 8% a year for several years, and hope we can grow even better. Once again, with thanks to Schneider to bring all the experience from global smart factory and sharing to all of us here, and we wish a very successful event and networking for the digital Industry 4.0 environment. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak. Okay, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our next set of speakers. our Executive Vice President of International Operations, Luke Ramon, and our Schneider Electric Country President of Indonesia, Xavier Donnelly. We'll start with Luke.
Thank you, Craig. Good morning. I'm super happy to be with you today in Jakarta for this Smart Food event, the biggest in the world for Schneider Electric. Congratulations. And this doesn't come as an accident, that this is the biggest in the world. You have been gathering a team since years already, and year after year the team is growing bigger and more successful. So I would like to start by thanking you, dear customers, dear partners, distinguished representative of the Ministry of Industry, Pak Sony, distinguished representative of the Food and Bev Professional Association, Pak Stefanus. Thank you very much for participating to this event and showing how important it is for the country as well to continue to develop and digitize this very important industry for all of us. So I would like to share with you some of our perspective from Schneider globally on how energy and digital are transforming our world and to try to show the perspective of where we can go together. And for this, you know, we have a formula at Schneider, which is to say that we all work so that life is on. And life is on means that at every moment, for everyone and everywhere, we can ensure that any of our infrastructures, processes, industries goes on and provides the best of its performance for its duties. So this is a challenge in an environment that changes super fast, which is our environment. And this environment is changing super fast because two worlds are changing at the same time. The first one is the world of power, and the other one is the world of digital. In power, what we are living today is a revolution. The revolution is driven by the fact that we need more power all the time. We have more population, we are accelerated development, we will need 2 times more power by 2040 compared to today. At the same time, 80% of the new capacity will be renewable, which means that the power that we will generate in the future will be more decentralized and more decarbonized than it is today. And this is a different way of using and generating the power. The other element is that power will lead in the future, which means that the source of energy will become more electricity. And of course, the usage of power will change. New usages will come, such as electrical vehicle, for example, which is accelerating in many countries and could become 30% of the usage in the power in the future. So that's one of the 2 big trends that we are living, and this is a revolution that affects, of course, all industries at the same time. The other big revolution that we are in is digital. We have started at Schneider the journey of IoT 20 years ago. We started to connect our devices to the internet 20 years ago. But today, we think that there will be still 10 times more potentially connected objects in any form of infrastructure in the coming few years. So we are living the acceleration of that. We think that the IP traffic on anything that is linked to object will go through a 25% growth per year rhythm in the next few years. And of course, the fundamental benefit of that is that we think we can extract up to 40% of productivity out of these capabilities. So that's our world. Now, what is Schneider in this? Just a few words about our company. We are a technology company, which means that our blood, our passion is to create new technology and to ensure that, and to ensure that this technology serves our customers and our partners. For this, we allocate 5% of our revenues to R&D every single year. We represent today 26 billion euros of revenues, 137,000 employees, and 42% of our revenues are in new economies, like Indonesia, which is also one of our key axes of strength and development. Asia Pacific is 1/3 of our revenues, which means that we focus a lot of our attention to Asia Pacific. Now, what I would like to share in a few seconds is, or probably a few minutes, is our journey. As any industrial company, any technology company, we have a history and we have a future. And this history and this future are bound together by digital. We come, and we are known probably by most of you, as the company that does circuit breakers, PLCs, drives, objects that are contributing to deliver safely, reliably, motion, power, metering in every single part of your infrastructure. That's where we come from. That we come from the electromechanical world, and we are proud of that because we have built a leadership position in this world, which is essential to be strong in understanding what happens in the shop floor. This is the shop floor of a factory, this is the shop floor of a building, this is the shop floor of a grid, for example, or the shop floor of a data center. This is where we come from, and this is where we learn to understand what happens for real in the shop floor. So what we have here in the bottom layer of the technologies is more than 100,000 different kinds of products, which means also that we are a big manufacturing company. We are manufacturing these 100,000 different kinds of products, leading to more than 1 million of different references, some of which being produced at over 1 billion parts a year. That's what we are doing as a manufacturing company. Which means also that doing this, we learn, we are not a food and bev company, but we drink our own champagne at Schneider. So we started to digitize this layer of technologies and products 20 years ago, also because we thought that we had needs for that, to make our own manufacturing more efficient, more reliable, to improve traceability of our products. Most of our products are safety products, so we need a high traceability like in food and beverage industry. So we have improved our own industry footprint thanks to these technologies, so that it's recognized today by Gartner as one of the most advanced supply chains in the world in the discrete manufacturing space. And so that some of our factories are highlighted today as global lighthouse, and we are super proud to have one of these very few factories highlighted here in Indonesia, in Batam, which is really a place that I would encourage each of you to visit very soon, because we have made big efforts there to digitize and to enable our people to use digital to make it a better experience for them as workers, as technicians, as engineers, and for the improvement of our manufacturing capabilities. So that's the beginning of our journey. Now, our journey has extended over the last 20 years. From the products that are in the shop floor, we moved to what we call the edge controlling systems, enabling to control any kind of process, discrete processes, hybrid processes, continuous processes in any kind of industry. And we did that both by acquisitions and by organic growth, adding to the Schneider portfolio the capabilities of companies like Invensys, for example, to be able to compose systems that would help to control and monitor processes that are hybrid, like you have in food and bev industry most of the time, and to be complete in the way we address the industry. And in the last 10 years, we have accelerated the completeness of our digital journey by adding to this what is needed to have a complete end-to-end digital thread to create, to operate, to maintain any form of infrastructure. And this is where AVEVA comes into the Schneider world. So AVEVA is a company that Schneider owns in the majority of its capital. This is a full software company, and it is a unique company, the unique one who is able to offer one single digital environment of softwares, helping to design, build, operate, and maintain any form of infrastructure, any form of factory. So we are super proud to have them here today, because these capabilities are completing in the industry world the ability to manage over the life cycle of a factory the full digital thread of this factory. So this is the short version of our digital journey. It's not finished. We continue to develop this every single day. There are two additional things I would like to say about this journey. We don't do the journey alone. We innovate with our partners. We bring our partners in the journey, and we are a local company by DNA, which means that we deploy, we innovate, and we elaborate locally. We are, since close to 50 years in Indonesia, and we have a number of factories, including Lighthouse one here, and we want to develop our industry together with you, because this is how Schneider has always worked and will always work. So this is about the journey of Schneider. I will just summarize very briefly by saying how we structure today this technology value proposition that we are bringing to our partners and to our customers. We call it EcoStructure. Now that we have grown in a complete ecosystem of IoT-enabled offers, we have ensured the consistency of this ecosystem into this EcoStructure platform. This platform is meant at helping our customers to pick what they need in a digital ecosystem to enable their infrastructure to be working efficiently from an energy and a process standpoint. It relies on 3 layers of technology: the connected products, the edge controlling systems that are the real-time automated processes, and the software and applications that are the ones ensuring supervision on infrastructure and helping to drive the strategic decisions on the factories. We do apply these 3 layers of technology to the building industry, to the data center industry, to any form of industrial infrastructure, and to the infrastructures of networks. And we have constructed, and this is super important for you as end customers and partners, we are super vigilant to construct this technology platform as an open architecture. Why that? Because we recognize that all of you have innovation that you want to put on top of EcoStructure. We recognize that all of the end customers have a legacy situation, and that EcoStructure needs to bring more on top of the legacy and needs to preserve the ability of your industry to continue to evolve over time without being trapped into a locked system. So open architecture is one of the fundamental principles of Schneider in developing this EcoStructure platform. The second aspect that is absolutely fundamental, as we are putting digital everywhere, is that EcoStructure ensures cybersecurity end-to-end. And of course, not everything is Schneider in an infrastructure, so we want to provide cybersecurity expertise on the operational technology space so that we can help our customers and partners to ensure this digital security end-to-end at the same time. Then, to deploy EcoStructure, you need specific skills that are segment of industry specific. That's why it's so important for us to have these food and beverage specifications differentiation of EcoStructure, and we work on this differentiation together with our partners so that we can bring to your industry the best customization possible for EcoStructure. And I will finish by giving you just few examples of what are the benefits, because we are engineers at Schneider, we love technology, we are absolutely passionate about technology, but technology is only worth when it brings a certified benefit to our customers. And we are at the point now where these benefits are proven with the heavy statistics. It's not just some pilots done everywhere. We have now heavy statistics of benefits because we have deployed EcoStructure in many different spaces and in many different countries. So here are the key typical benefits that we extract from EcoStructure deployment. On the energy efficiency side, and any infrastructure, any industry is more energy intensive than we think. When we start to look at our energy bills, we realize how much we spend and how much depending on energy we are. We are able, thanks to EcoStructure, to save up to 85% of the energy spent. At the beginning, nobody believes that. Myself had a hard time believing it at the beginning. Now, I can tell you that the 30% in average is real. In any form of infrastructure, when you put digital and automation, you save, in average, 30% of the spending. Productivity is another key aspect. We save, thanks to digital, both in the CapEx phase and in OpEx phase. In the CapEx phase, you save a lot in time to deploy, in commissioning time, so this is a lot of saving because it's easier to implement. In the OpEx phase, you save a lot on maintenance, potentially over 2/3 of the maintenance cost. Reliability is another key aspect. When you are fully digitized, you anticipate on the disruption. You can do predictive maintenance, so you can avoid the downtime. And the downtime in most of the industry is the first criteria that you want to reduce. And we think that we, in average, reduce 50% of the downtime. Safety is another key aspect, because digital enables our teams to be better aware of the situation of the process wherever they go, thanks to, for example, getting the information on their smartphone. You can improve the safety by 25%. And probably last but certainly not the least, sustainability. We all want to do a better job for the planet. We all want to use less carbon. And of course, we want to be clear, committed, and to check our efforts in this regard, to give this to the community. So when you deploy all this technology, what we can save in carbon emissions is up to 50%. And we think that this is a big effort to do for the planet. So I will stop it here. Again, thanks so much for allocating your time to us. This is your most precious resource, and we are super appreciative. And I wish you a great event, a great moment. Please network with all of us. Hope that you will get a lot of insight and input from this moment. And do not hesitate to share. We are really looking forward to these 3 days together. And I'm wishing all the best to you. Terima kasih. And I hand over now to Xavier. Xavier Donnelly is our country president for Indonesia. And he will give you much more than I can about what we do successfully in this beautiful country.
Thank you very much. Terima kasih, Luc. Selamat pagi. Apa kabar? I am the most Indonesian of all the French people in Schneider Electric. So I try to make the most of it. It's a moment of joy for us. Frankly, I am so excited. 2 years ago, almost to the day, we spoke about EcoStructure in Indonesia for the first time, 27 months ago. And frankly, you know what we were doing? Preaching in the jungle. That's what we were doing. Basically, this was to present the architecture, the approach of Schneider Electric that Luc has just presented. And basically, it was new for everybody. It was new for you as a community, for us as Schneider Electric in Indonesia. But we have gone a long way since. What I'm going to try to do right now is to say we had a dream of converting these very strong ideas and benefits to Indonesia. And I'm very, very proud today to say that we have converted this dream very well into reality. It is a lot more accessible than what anybody thinks. Luc has explained the concept of having open architectures that basically can come and avoid the rip and replace approach. Everybody has a legacy, every company has a legacy. So the beauty of these open systems is that they can come and sit very smartly and smoothly on existing installations and take them from there for bringing new value proposition. So what I'm going to show you now is a number of realizations that we have done with our partners, with our customers in Indonesia. I felt very, very uncomfortable 2 years ago to be able to speak about an installation for a steel factory in China or a data center in the USA. All of it is buatan Indonesia. First example is very real, and it's here in this location. It's a coffee machine, coffee roaster. Who would have thought that Schneider Electric one day would speak about coffee roasters? It's an existing machinery. You can see it. It's here in the hall as a demonstration. And this is a real application of what EcoStruxure can do in the environment of machines. It's not only designed for very big, continuous process, complex process. It's also designed for machine application. Here, the challenge has been to, like every machine, to guarantee a continuity of exploitation, so to be able to produce as much as possible to reduce the maintenance time. It's more about productivity. So what we have done in this case, or what this customer has done, they are present, you can ask so many questions. Here you have the connected product layer. So it's basically the traditional OT, operating technology. Here you find contactors for motor control, for example. Power tag, it's a sensor allowing us to capture the state of the machine, the electrical state of the machine. You have some, for example, Altivar, which is a variable speed drive for electronic motor control. And you have a Magelis HMI, which is basically a human-machine interface. This is very, very traditional. The new thing that we have been doing throughout all the EcoStruxure architectures has been to equip all of these devices with connectability. Connectability to do what? To collect data, to analyze the data, to provide meaningful information, from data to information, to the people in charge so they can make better decisions, go into action, and then feedback and to correct. So connected products is here at the ground floor. Edge control for real-time control of the machine. And the application analytics and services here is basically to gather some analytics to be able to do some forecasting for maintenance plans for the machine in order to be much more efficient. It's also an example where we use here augmented reality. Augmented reality is not science fiction. If some of you like me were born in the past century, this was Star Trek. Not real, it didn't exist. Now it exists. We are capable in this kind of application to access a vast amount of data on a tablet that allows to do a much better, much more efficient job in terms of machine control. So that's one example. Another example, a hospital. Just to show how versatile an EcoStruxure application can be. What is the worst nightmare in a hospital as a patient? The worst nightmare for all of you and me is to be lying in the operating theater and there's a power outage. This is your worst nightmare. But it's not only so extreme. Hospitals is also like what we call a critical building. So it's an area where, of course, continuity of exploitation matters, but also where comfort of patients matter, where the safety in terms of propagation of viruses matter. So we use EcoStruxure in this environment for something totally different than what we do for the food and bev, but still with the same principles here. Connected products, gathering data, real-time control in the building for the building operation, controlling here the temperature, controlling the lighting, the humidity in the building, the occupancy in the hospital, and the analytics to be able to analyze what has been the power pattern in terms of consumption. And here the challenge has been to reduce the energy bill, to provide continuous electricity or to do more with less electricity. That's basically what it is. So optimization plan for energy. That's Indriyati in Solo. Mayapada in Jakarta. Same application, still for a hospital. So you see different sets of products, different sets of control and analytics. By the way, you will hear some word here in this session many times. It's called Advisor. Advisor is the family of products, of software actually, that Schneider is putting to the market to provide analytics and services. And the best way to understand this, it's like a digital doctor. And this software can provide a diagnostic on any kind of application, be it an industrial application, be it in the building environment like this, to say, I take the data and I provide a diagnostic. And you, Mr. Operator, you are in charge to make the decision. I do not make the decision, but I bring you the information you need to make a more relevant decision. Here's another example in a bank. So you've seen, we've spoken about food, coffee. We've spoken about health, hospital. Now we're speaking about your money in a bank, just to show you how versatile this is. In a bank, it's an environment where what matters is the data. What matters is the integrity of the data. What matters is the availability 24/7 of the data. And in this case here, the challenge is uptime, power uptime at all moments. So here's an example with different types of connected products. As you can see, here this is the world of electrical distribution. This is the world of UPSs to provide secure power. And the edge control or advisor layer are dedicated software for the data center environment. Our own factory, it has already been mentioned, the lighthouse. Maybe some of you never heard about this word before, a lighthouse, except if you are in the Navy or in the marine business, you know what a lighthouse is. But this is our own lighthouse in Batam. And Fadli, my colleague Fadli, where is he? Is here. We'll make a detailed presentation later of what we have done in our own factory using EcoStruxure for our own needs. Here, the objective for this, of course, was to test our installations, but not only to test, to ourselves get the benefit that we preach to our customers in our own plants. And here, because it's a manufacturing plant, so it's an assembly, discrete assembly, we have many operation technology here, be it electrical distribution, motor control, safety, instrument station, etc., etc. Lots, we have a whole panel of monitoring and control at edge control level, and we have the full suite of software, advisor family, either coming under Aviva flag or Schneider Electric flag directly, that we have implemented. And here, some examples have been to do a much better job in terms of maintenance. If you go to Batam one day, you will see 3-story, right? You have machine assemblies everywhere. We have simplified greatly the work of the maintenance people because they do not have to do blind tests in terms of maintenance. They go directly to the machine that is potentially having a problem, having a fault. So we have a lot of reduction in maintenance operational time. And we also have some byproducts, for example, because we control better the assembly process, we have much less waste which is generated, which is basically conducing to better efficiency, therefore lower cost, more competitivity for our customers. So we have built, I hope this is illustrating well enough what is EcoStruxure. It's very, very real. It applies to lots of applications, and we operate in all of these segments, as you can see, as varied as the building sector, the oil and gas, the mines in Indonesia, in Papua, in Sulawesi. We are very present in these environments. The utilities, our very own PLN. We work with PLN to use EcoStruxure-based architectures to maintain as much energy supply to the masses as possible. Of course, food and beverage, this is the subject of the day, cloud providers, water, wastewater, and packaging machine builders. Luc has mentioned that we do not work alone. It would have been an impossible journey to do only with Schneider, and this is not our approach. We've always been working with partners. We've been working with partners for the development and the continuous improvement of the solutions that come to our customers. So with big specialists, digital alliances with very big names. For example, in the world of cybersecurity, Schneider Electric is not the expert on cybersecurity, but by partnering with the best in class in terms of cybersecurity, we can guarantee an up-to-date and world-class level of cybersecurity with these partners. We work and we deliver our solutions, for example, to the Indonesian market through partners. So here in this room, you have quite a number of system integrators. We have also other categories of people that we call eco-experts. These are the people we work with. We provide the solution bricks, the technology bricks, and software, and then the market takes it to the customization phase and the installation at site. So we have a lot of assets under management. It's growing fast. You will also see in this presentation a new kind of tool that we have. It's called Schneider Electric Exchange, and it's basically an innovation collaboration platform, whereby people in the business can share ideas, can share software they have developed to solve one very individual specific issue, and it's available to the world. So this is a new development. It was launched in Germany about 2 or 3 months ago. So it's something very, very exciting. View this a little bit like an open system for collaboration where everybody can contribute and therefore benefit. The software is also integrated completely from the design phase to the maintain and services phase. So we have 2 levels of integration. Vertical integration, I think this has been quite clear. Connected products, edge, and apps and services. So this is the vertical integration, but also a horizontal integration along the way of the project development phase to the operation phase, otherwise known as CapEx and OpEx phases. And the beauty of this is to be able to be a lot more efficient, accurate, and fast in taking from the original design and electronic design or software design of a project and carrying this information all the way to the maintenance phase, allowing the people in services to be super accurate and get the right version of the software, get the right status on the installation, and it's super powerful. This is the integration that you see specifically in 2 areas. So in industrial automation, this is where you see the Aviva software, so very well represented here. So you will see a lot of software. Each of them have got a very specific function. The power of the system is totally modular. That is, you do not have to buy a full closed suite of software. The customer can choose and buy the pieces that he absolutely needs, depending on the installation. So that's the application of this in the industrial automation area. And for the energy management, it's a very parallel world. It's the same principle, different tools because different environment. From the design to the maintenance, with here you will get a wonderful family of advisor software that I encourage you to go and discover if you don't know them already. So that's basically what it is. That's Indonesia in 2019. It's an exciting country to be in. You can be absolutely proud. You are not in a back garden. We are at the forefront of the development of this technology. This is Schneider Electric in our beautiful country. We've been here since 1973, so quite some time already. We have 4,500 people working for Schneider in the country. So we are a very big company by this standard. And we have a variety of industrial sites, sales offices to cover the ground in the country. And that's basically it. We do also a lot of effort. One thing that I would like to point out, which has not really been said until now, on the education. We believe that the critical piece to allow Indonesia to be part of the top 10 economies by 2030 is to put a very, very high focus on education. Education of the people, very large population, but without a very professional level of education, it will be much harder to get to that objective. So Schneider contributes. We have done a lot of work, for example, with the SMKs here in Indonesia. We are now training, we will be training over 5 years, roughly 15,000 students. 15,000. Over 184 SMKs across the country. And this is our contribution also to the development of the level of the people in Indonesia, so that they can be better equipped to address this new digital world. And we are looking forward to continue doing this. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy your time here. It's a pleasure one more time, and please make the most of it. Thank you very much.